Good morning. I hope you are safe and healthy. Student, now we already completed the first chapter. Now we have to go to the second chapter. In geometry, the second chapter is the parallel lines. Now we learn what is the parallel lines in previous classes also. Now shortly we have to revise the concept. See here, in this chapter, first you have to learn the properties of angles formed by parallel lines and its transversals. In 8th standard, we already learned what is the parallel lines and what are the angles formed by two parallel lines and by the corresponding the transversal. Okay, single transversal. Now here, first we learn what is parallel lines. Now, parallel lines means the lines in a coplanar. The lines which are in a coplane and they are not intersecting each other. Two lines are there, both the lines are in a same plane but they are not intersecting each other. Then these two lines are said to be parallel lines. For example, line L and line M. These two lines are in a single plane, in a same plane, and they are not intersecting each other at any point. Then these two lines said to be parallel lines. Now come to the second step. When two parallel lines are there and one transversal is there, then how many angles are formed there? See here, the angles formed by parallel lines and a transversal. Here line L is one of the line and line M is another line. These two lines are in a same plane and they are parallel to each other. Then the angles formed by a transversal, that is transversal N. How many angles are there? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 angles are formed. Now here, when we say 8 angles are formed, then these two angles, see here, these two angles are different, 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 and these two angles are different. We already know that if two lines are intersecting each other, either they are parallel or not. If they intersecting, then four lines are created. When two lines are there and one transversal is there, it means there are 8 angles are there. Now when two lines are intersecting each other, the angles vertically opposite to each other are equal. Means angle B and angle B are equal, angle C and angle A is equal, angle H and angle F are equal, and angle E and G are equal. They are called as vertically opposite angles. When two lines are intersect each other, the vertically opposite angles are always congruent. Now here, when two parallel lines are there, then the angles forms are either they are corresponding, or they are alternate, or they are pairs of alternate exterior angles, or they are interior angles. Now what is the property when two lines are parallel? Okay, the angles formed by a parallel lines and transversal, the pair of corresponding angles, that is angle D and angle H. Angle D and angle H, these two are said to be corresponding angles. Angle A and angle E, these two are said to be corresponding angles. Angle B and angle F, these two are said to be corresponding angles. Angle C and angle G, these two are said to be corresponding angles. Means total 4 pair of corresponding angles are formed. When two parallel lines and one transversal is there, then the 4 pair of corresponding angles are formed. Okay, now angle D and angle H are corresponding, angle A, angle E are corresponding, angle C and angle G said to be corresponding, angle B and angle F said to be corresponding. Okay, these are the corresponding angles. Now second, the pairs of alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. See here, these two are said to be interior alternate angle. These two are interior alternate angle, which are angles C, angle E are interior alternate angle. Angle H and angle B is said to be interior alternate angles. Okay. There are two pairs of alternate interior angles. Now third, the pairs of alternate exterior angles. Here also two pairs of angles which are alternate exterior alternate. Okay. Angle D and F. Angle D and angle F, they are said to be exterior alternate angles. Okay. Angle A and angle Z. Angle A and angle Z, these two are said to be exterior alternate angles. Okay. Now the third, that is pair of interior angles. Which are the interior angles? Here we already learned in 8th standard. That is angle C, angle H. These two are said to be interior angles. Angle B and angle E is also said to be interior angles. Means two pair of angles are there. They are said to be interior angles. Now we have to learn the properties of these pairs, that is corresponding angles property, then alternate angles, interior angles property, and pair of interior angle property. Now when two lines are parallel, then what is the relation between pair of interior angle, what is the relation between corresponding angles, what is the relation between alternate angles. Okay, so when we go to the properties of parallel lines, then first we have to learn the corresponding angle theorem. Corresponding angle means what are the relation between the corresponding angles in a parallel lines. If the lines are parallel, then what is the relation between two corresponding angles. Here if the corresponding one pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then all corresponding angles are congruent. If one pair of alternate angle is congruent, then all pair of alternate angles are congruent. If one interior pair of angle is supplementary, then all pair of interior angles are supplementary. Okay. So first we have to learn the property. What is the property now? The corresponding angle theorem. It is called as corresponding angle theorem. Now what is the theorem? See here, the statement of the theorem is the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. This is the statement. What is the statement? The corresponding angle formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are equal. Means the lines are parallel and one transversal is there, then corresponding angles are always equal, having the equal measure. Okay, we have to prove this. Now how to prove? When we going to prove the any statement, geometric statement or any theorem, then there are different steps. We already discussed the steps. The first step is you have to write down the statement. Second step, you have to write down the given with diagram. What is the given? Now we know that in any statement, either it is simple statement or it is conditional statement. There are two parts in a statement. First is the part after if, and the second is the part after then, when it is conditional. Now here what is given? That is antecedent and consequent. Two parts are there. Here antecedent means given. Now what is given? See here, the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines. Means here it is given that two parallel lines are there and one transversal is there. Now consider the line L and line M. These two lines are parallel to each other and N is a transversal. You have to draw the diagram also and you have to write down the given also. Now what is given? Line L parallel to line M. Line N is a transversal. Here two lines are there, they are parallel to each other and one transversal is there. Okay. Now what to prove? The consequent. Second part is consequent. That is to prove. What to prove? See here, the corresponding angles formed are equal measure. You have to prove that the corresponding angles formed by these parallel lines are always equal. This is to prove. Okay, see right here to prove. Third step is to prove. What is to prove? See, angle A and B are corresponding angles. Okay, so angle A is equal to angle B. This is to prove. You have to prove angle A is equal to angle B. Now the fourth step is proof. See, to prove is A is equal to B. Now proof. The final step is proof. Now how to prove? You have to use the different postulates which are logically proved or which are already their postulates are there. So use that postulate. So angle A plus angle C. See here angle A. Where is angle A? Here angle A is there and here angle C is there. Now these two angles are in a linear pair. It is already known that. Okay, this is the postulate. The linear pairs are always supplementary. So here A and C are linear pair. So they are supplementary. Means angle A plus angle C is equal to 180. This is logically we can say that angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 because they are linear pair angles. Okay, angle in linear pair. You have to write down the reason also when we proved anything. A statement first we proved, that is angles in linear pair. They are having the measure 180. They are supplementary always. Okay. Now second, see same thing here B, angle B and angle C. Angle B and angle C. They are interior angles. And when two parallel lines are there, the angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines, the interior angles, the pair of interior angle is always supplementary. Now this is angle A, angle B plus angle C is equal to 180. This is the second statement. And what is the reason? Reason is property of interior angles. When interior angles are formed, they are always supplementary if the lines are parallel. If the lines are parallel, then and then only the interior angles are supplementary to each other. Now supplementary means their measure is 180 again. So B plus C is equal to 180. This is second statement and the reason is property of interior angle. Okay. Now see the first and second, equation number first and equation number second. In these two equations, the right hand side of first equation and right hand side of second equation, they are having the measure 180. Okay, means these two sides are, these two equation having the right hand side same. If right hand side is same in a equation, then left hand side also same. Okay, so therefore the left hand side of first equation is equal to the left hand side of second equation. It means angle A plus angle C is equal to angle B plus angle C from 1 and 2. Okay, so we already proved 1 and 2. So from 1 and 2 we can say that angle A plus angle C is equal to angle B plus angle C. Okay, now here in left hand side angle C is there, in right hand side also angle C is there. Angle C in both sides, it means angle C is equal in both sides. Okay, so you can cancel this angle C and angle C. When we solve the equation, then same measure we can cancel. So when you eliminate this angle C from both sides, you get angle A is equal to angle B by eliminating angle C. Now this is proved. Angle A is equal to angle B. Okay, what is we have to prove? See, angle A is equal to angle B. So we proved this. Angle A is equal to angle B. Hence we are proved by different postulate, this different logical concept. Okay. Now in second, now next we have to prove this is corresponding angle. Now you have to prove that pairs of alternate angles made by two parallel lines by a transversal are also equal. This is to prove. Okay, in next theorem we have to prove the alternate angles theorem. Okay, means the alternate angle formed by any two parallel lines and a transversal are always congruent. You have to prove that. Student, now we have to stop here. The assignment of this chapter I will give you. You have to complete that assignment and you have to file that assignments. Don't send the assignments to me. Only you have to file. When any subject teacher asks to you to send the assignment, then and then only you have to send. Okay. Now we have to stop here. In next lecture we continue the next theorem, that is alternate angle theorem, and how to prove that theorem you have to learn in next lecture. Okay, thank you.